Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Skye Nicolson widely outpoints, almost whitewashes Sarah Mahfoud, and she becomes the WBC featherweight champ. Now, two of the judges had it 100 to 90, one had it 99-91. I made it 99-91 because I gave Mahfoud the first round where virtually nothing happened. But I mean, neither woman really landed anything. But I thought Mahfoud probably a little bit more on the front foot, won that particular round. But there was one other that, if you really wanted to be generous to Mahfoud, you could probably call it a draw. But I kind of predicted this, that Nicolson would be too fast for Mahfoud. She's got very long arms for a girl of her height. I don't know how tall she is, 5'5", maybe 5'6", but she's got these really long arms, and she just keeps you on the end of this southpaw jab. And there's really not a great deal to say. I mean, Mahfoud is a come forward fighter, likes to sort of get on the front foot and throw hands, hurtful punches, load up on punches a little bit. That was never going to be enough against Nicolson because she's just too slick. Mahfoud actually landed, I think, in 9 of the 10 rounds, landed 4 or less punches. You're not going to win a fight if you land 4 punches or less in most of the rounds, or almost all of the rounds. And Nicolson, like I say, in the first round, nothing much happened. In the second round, Nicolson started to be a bit more offensive. She was always boxing on the back foot. It was real, Nicolson is a typical matador. She likes the fighter to come to her, then she'll, make a miss, make them pay. Lots of semicircles. She'll, do a lot of spinning, and it's all very, very bull and matador. And Mahfoud was desperately trying to land that. She's an orthodox Nicolson southpaw, but Mahfoud was trying to ping that right hand over the top and land something, but she just couldn't do it. She just couldn't do it. And in the fourth round, Nicolson, I think, started to land a couple of body punches. I thought for a moment that she might continue with that and try and stop Mahfoud, but she was more than content to just load up occasionally, but for the most part, just make Mahfoud miss and pay, which she very much did. She did get on the front foot a little bit more. As the fight went on, there were a few moments of aggression. Whenever Mahfoud did get close, there was a bit of a wrestling match. Nicolson would tie her up. In the 8th round, Nicolson started to showboat a lot. Okay, fair enough. Swinging her arms low. When she was swinging her arms, sort of, you could see how long her arms were compared to Mahfoud's and compared to how tall Skye is. And then in the last round, she was doing everything, including virtually having a little, one-woman party in there. She was just, I don't know what she was doing, just showing out, dancing as she was fighting. It was all very, very, very one-sided. And Mahfoud, by the end, knew that she was on a loser and she had no say. She was going to go the distance. She was never in any trouble at all from Nicholson's punches. And Nicolson doesn't try to knock you out. She just tries to land more punches than you do. Now, over 10-2s, she's got the perfect style for 10-2s, because even if she's not that busy, she's sort of pinching rounds. You know what I mean? She never tries to knock anyone out. Not really. She stopped Lucy Wildheart in her last fight, but that was really just accumulation of punches, and the referee had seen enough and went in, and stopped Wildheart on her feet. But I don't see Nicolson getting many more knockouts or stoppages in her career just because she's not that bothered. She knows what she does well. She knows how good she is, and she knows that very, very, very few women can, land punches on her. Now, the question is she going to fight the woman with the other 3 belts and the woman who held the WBC belt until recently, and that's Amanda Serrano. Serrano insists that from there on in, she's only fighting 12 threes. And Nicolson kind of indicated that, Serrano sort of decided on that rule as soon as Nicolson became mandatory for her WBC belt. Suddenly Serrano was talking about 12 threes, knowing that the WBC wouldn't wear it. I don't believe that Serrano is scared of Skye Nicolson, not at all. But I do think Serrano is probably past her best, and that over 10 twos, I would give Skye a very good chance of outpointing her. Over 12 threes, I'm far less confident. Because as I say, Skye suits, her style suits these 10 twos. And we've only ever seen Skye, not really under the cosh, but having to take some punches against Tanya Alvarez, the Spaniard, that crazy Spanish girl who just has no interest in defending herself from anything coming her way. Crazy chin on that kid. And Skye was just landing everything she was throwing, and Alvarez just kept walking forward. I mean, it was like, it was like one of those old horror films, the mummy walking after the person who's running away. And towards the end of that fight, rounds 8, 9, 10, Skye began to look exhausted, and she did start to take some punches. Now, if the infinitely more refined and harder hitting Amanda Serrano can walk Skye down, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. And if it's over 12 threes, I would have to favour Serrano to win. Over 10 twos, it would be interesting. I would give Skye a far bigger chance of winning. But will it happen? Will it happen? I think Serrano, like I say, is past her best. I would make her a favourite against Skye. I'd make her a favourite to stop Skye over 12 threes. Over 10 twos, I'm 60-40 Serrano, but it wouldn't surprise me if Nicholson outpointed her, pinched it. But for the time being, Skye Nicolson is the WBC featherweight champion, and great performance. Aussie boxing took a bit of a battering last weekend, but Skye's added herself to the world champions list. She was the interim champ, now she's the full fat champ. Well done to her. And for Mahfoud, is from Denmark. She dropped to 14 wins, 2 defeats, both on points. 2 Serrano was the other defeat. And she actually won a couple of rounds off Serrano as well, which was interesting. Different styles. Those styles make fights. Skye's now 10-0 with 1 KO, one stoppage. It'll be interesting to see what's next for Skye Nicolson. But what did you think of this fight? Comments below, as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, please, and hit the like button. Much appreciated. All your support is always appreciated. Thanks a lot. Catch you later, and bye for now.